The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley, and Shannon Gross.
Victory Monday! Let's go! You're looking live at Tostitos Championship Plaza outside Ford Center at the Star in Frisco, where the kids are bouncing off the... Jesus, man!
Tornado hit up in
Nate!
man. Wow!
Good God! Remind me to put the top on my water every time he gets around. Jesus.
And I'm old, man. Use the restroom.
Where it is, I think it's 72 degrees or something like that.
It's a beautiful day. 73 degrees.
It's
something like that.
beautiful outside. I got the weather pulled up for Playa del Carmen. I'm already going to Mexico, man. What are you talking about? 73 degrees. The high today is 73. The low tonight is 48. And
that is Shannon. He is Kurt. That is Chris Beam in the back. I am Zaddy Holly, and this is the bowel movement.
Yes, sir, baby. Yes, sir. Holly, Zaddy.
Colon cleansed.
Yes, sir.
Nathaniel Newton together. We make Hanging with the Boys, the sports talk equivalent of Braille. People
feel
us
when we run over folks.
And
when we dominate
every day,
people.
we are brought to you by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. And let me just start the show. I'm sure Nate can appreciate this with a big ol' how about them Cowboys? It's about time. There we go. Let's go. Let's don't bury the lead because we're good at that on this show. The Cowboys won. There's your lead.
No.
The second lead
I noticed I said you will bury it.
We'll bury a lead. We will bury a lead.
I know that's just you will bury it. 1, 2, 3. Get the show.
I'll bury the lead. I'll bury the whole show if you let me with randomness. But Jimmy Johnson, welcome to the Ring of Honor. What do we think about
The
that?
only thing
1923, baby.
other than that I've got to say, how about them Cowboys?
There we go. Nate, how you going to juggle that in the post-game and pre-game?
There won't be none. It's just I'm going to see Coach. That's how I juggle that. Yeah. You know,
that'd be a halftime thing, right? So
I'm going, man. Yeah, right.
Bro, why is your hands and knuckles so ashy?
I've been in the yard. I've been in my yard, man.
Brother, why?
I've been in my yard working.
All right.
He should be moisturized. All the water you spilt on him.
Nah.
All right, go ahead. Jimmy.
Yeah.
Did you know this was coming?
Nah, man. Mm-hmm. We was doing the show and one of the guys said, "Hey, man, we're gonna have to cut the show short because Jimmy's going into the ring." And I wanted to talk about it right then, but then hush.
Jazz
Thank you so much, Jazz. Thank you, Jazz. Thank you.
Did that really scare you?
It's cocoa butter.
Yeah, man, because I was getting into that zone, man.
Yeah, you speak fast.
Every day. Can you bring this every day? Because I have a moisturizing problem.
Keep it on my desk every day, Nate.
Okay, lady with the green hair. Show the lady with the green hair.
Man, put that on your knuckles so we can get back to the story.
Hey, man.
Thank you.
Is that enough?
No, I need about a bottle full.
Yeah, ain't enough.
Yeah. Just come on, Jazz. What y'all want to know, man?
We just want to know how you felt. This is your coach.
Man, it was great,
the guy that you speak so highly of all the time.
Oh, yeah, man. He helped me be the guy that I am, man. The 6-time Pro Bowler, 2-time Pro Bowler. 6-time All-Pro, 2-time. No, it was
6-time Pro Bowler.
I got it, man. Whatever it is, I got 3 Super Bowls out of it. Believe that. Believe that. Now, the thing is, Jimmy, more than any coach, as tough as he was, as mean as we thought he was, as focused as he is, he let every player be himself. You know, if you were a clown and joking person, as long as you had it in the right priority and put it in the right place, Jimmy allowed you to be who you are. If you wanted to be that over-the-top, attention to detail type guy like Troy, Mike, or Emmett, he allowed you to be that guy. You know, if you was that guy that walk around grumpy, don't want to speak to nobody, don't want nobody to play their rap music next to you, he'll try to accommodate you on that. Hey, fellas, Play your rap music, but everybody don't like it. Play your country music, but everybody don't want to hear it. You know, so he was always trying to be accommodating as long as you stayed close to his core principles, and that was winning. Mm-hmm. And so, man, he was a good man. He is a good man. And now, you know, you hear about how nice and easy going and how soft he is and all. I'll be like, that ain't my Jimmy.
It's interesting to hear you call him accommodating because all the highlights we see, he's screaming at people.
Getting you to do what he needed you to do. I mean, Moose tell a great story of we were 7-4 and we needed to win the last 4 or 5 games. Yeah, in the grind he put us under. And just his determination in getting us so we'll have a chance to have a home game. That's why I be coming up with all this wild stuff, but I ain't over there grinding on these kids. These kids I'll probably be fired. They probably quit on me, you know, but we didn't quit on Coach Jones because he didn't quit on us. And I'm just glad that him and Mr. Jones can find that common ground. And it's two strong alpha males, man, to say, hey, you know what? This thing is bigger than us, you know. Let's do this. And so 1923, he'll be inducted.
Sorry, I'm jumping in again. When you came
Wait a minute. That's bad when you actually have something to say and you apologize for saying it. Say,
I thought you were starting
I'm jumping in again. No, Kurt, you can speak anytime you want to on this show.
Me and Jesse cut folks up. See that?
Yeah. By the time you came to the Cowboys, did he still have this kind of shadow? Was Jimmy still? Mm-mm. No, he was. No talk or word or anything. Yeah. Interesting. All right.
I'm gonna tell you something.
The kids are out of school.
They are.
I'm gonna tell you something, man.
Got a big old tour full of kids.
Life is.
How are y'all? How y'all doing?
You know. You see me here. You hear me refer to Jesse because at no point in time were we not under the gun. And that started the pressure that you felt your coach. And you, 9 times out of 10, you are an extension of your coaches. That's why you hear me ask Jess say, well, Jess, how do you work with these new kids? Because you got a chance to start seeing how I promise you, a guy like Parsons would have loved Jimmy. Now, once they would have had that initial knock, because they were gonna bump heads. Mm-hmm. And him, Charles loved him, but they had to bump heads. You know, our coach, you play, we find a mutual ground, but you ain't gonna go back to your little bench and sit down and mope while we went. No, that wasn't finna happen. See, and that's why I say, even our media, you know, up in Philadelphia, they'd have been killing that kid. They'd have been killing Parsons. Down here, it's like, oh, he got to get a little more mature. We got to work with him. We got to make sure he get off this week, because, boy, if we don't get him off this week, we may lose. Come on, man. Just think about what I'm saying in the era I come from. It'd be like, come on, man.
Jimmy probably couldn't do what he did.
No, he can't.
Now.
He know
it's
it.
It's a different NFL now, right?
Yeah, he know it. They asked.
You're still saying that wrong.
I'm still. Yeah. Anyway,
calls attention to himself.
They posed
just do
the
what
question.
you do.
Yeah.
There you go.
They posed the Coach Johnson, can you coach in this era? He said no, and it's not because I don't think he said I just couldn't be me. I don't even see myself like that now. He said I was ruthless, I was cutthroat, and I was about one thing, and that was winning. And however I had to push those buttons within the lines, I was going to push them. And it's just mostly because the new kids, now especially with guys getting paid in college, which I think is a good thing. How do you threaten a guy? How do you if he don't have that will and drive within him, to play this game at a high level, how do you? I mean, like some kids in the next 2 years, some kids gonna be in the pros and I don't need this. I got paid $3-4 million over my college career. I don't need this, man. I ain't trying to hear what you say. And so it's more ways to motivate, because the 49ers motivated a different way than Jimmy. The Detroit Lions coach motivated a different way. So I ain't saying Jimmy is the do-all, end-all, but I am saying his methods worked, and he knew what type players to go out and get for his methods to work. Much like the coach in Detroit. He got that Bill Cowher, Jimmy Johnson, Parcells demeanor to him. And his players have that demeanor. I don't know how far to take them.
Would you say, because there's a difference between a overly maybe borderline disrespectful coach opposed to a coach who pushes you hard.
Right.
And in my time, because I've always been one, you can coach me hard. If I know the place that you're coming from is a genuine place, right? You could dog cuss me if I know the place that you're coming from is genuine. If we had that relationship, if you shown me time and time again that I have your best interests at heart, when we have that when we have that conversation. Was that something with Jimmy? It was like he was able to coach that hard and be, and dog cuss somebody out because they knew and understood that's not a malicious dog cussing, right? That is a dog cussing because I know what he's saying. Once I get past the bleep, 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 bleep words, the core of what he's saying is actually true. Yeah. I need to hear that. It's what I need to do for the betterment of his team. So would you say that about Jimmy, that he had that relationship with guys?
Every guy.
And that's special.
With every guy.
Because you talk about, when you think about those teams, we always talk about it in the context of the names. The Emmets, the Troys, the Michaels, the Nates, the Deons at one point in time, the Charles.
Yeah.
To be a coach and to coach that many personalities, to get that many alpha personalities who in their own right
to work together,
to be like, apart from y'all, I'm still Charles Haley.
Right.
Apart from y'all, I'm still Prime. Apart from y'all, I'm still Emmett. Apart from y'all, you know what I mean? And to get those guys to kind of gel and coagulate into, that's the right word? Did I use that word?
Yeah.
Coagulate?
Come on, man. Don't let my doubt seep into you.
Yeah, I was like,
I don't let my doubt seep into you.
But to have those guys, that takes a special kind of coach to be able to do that.
And you hear everybody that played for Jimmy talks about him like Nate does. You never hear anybody say they don't respect him. They might not have got along with him, might not agree with him. It's kind of like that Parcells thing. Like, you know where he's coming from, and you know he's trying to push you and take you to that next level. And like, it
he
seems
asked
like everybody
the 49ers. He said, the guy that he was talking to, I understand Charles has problems. Do he like to win? And the guy said, oh, yeah, that's the problem. He's crazy about that winning. Ship him to me. We'll pick him up at the airport. That's the problem. He goes a little crazy when we don't win,
Well, you've credited Charles with, from a player perspective, with your career and where you got to. Would you put Jimmy up there on the coaching side with Charles? Like,
it's like the guys, like I tell people, I can act as crazy as I want, but guys such as yourselves, I respect because y'all come to work. You left the Cowboys it wasn't even a month. You back working, doing some type of work. Ever since I known this guy, he been working. Ever since I known this guy, even the 4th and long, this dude was working. I don't associate with people that don't work. As crazy as I act and as silly as I can be, when I look at you and I'm going to hang with you, you can't be jobless. And you can't be as stupid as I act. Because if you, I have to work at this. And you just act like that, I don't want nothing to do with you. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My wife looked at me one time. I said, I don't hang with that. She's like, what? I said, nah, baby, I act like that. I don't hang with that. I say, if you're the smartest girl or guy in the room, you in the room with a bunch of dummies. And so I've always wanted to hang with people that I had a respect for. And Coach Johnson, that was him. That was him. You look at him, he was just a notch above. He'd cuss at you. Cuss me out one day. Hey, man, we got to talk about your contract the next day. This is what we're going to give you. More than anybody else who I traveled around to see. This is what we're going to give you. Like that? All right, let's go to work. But I still cut you, Nate. Come on now. Here's a guy. He just done cussed me out. An hour later, he still know the contract got to be done. Let things settle down. Big fella, we got to do your contract. This is how we going to do it. I know it's your man calling saying, this is what I'm going to do. Do you like that? I said, yes, sir. Call your man, tell him we got this work done. We'll just do the details. Didn't take but an hour, 2 hours. Like I said, contracts don't take that long.
Right.
Once you get the basic, finances there, and I'm like, wow, I looked at him. He turned around, just smiled at me, shook his head, just wait a minute. Hey, I'm telling you, he just was different, man.
G, we got a question from G, our guy G in Jersey. He wants to know the story about Jimmy making you walk the plank.
Nah, I hear about that. But somebody got to remind me of that. There's so many.
I guess he put it in his book or something.
Yeah,
how he made you walk a plank, and nobody really knew why. And
it's just, I'm telling you, I was that universal whipping boy. I was that guy where they'll be wanting to holler at Charles, but they talking to me.
Yeah.
They'll talk to me, and Charles will be standing right next to me. I don't get it, but somebody around here he talking to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I was that guy. And he knew I didn't care. Only thing I cared about, and I would never change this. I cared about the guys around me because they cared about winning. They kept me in line. I cared about having fun. If it was fun, I was in. That's probably why I got in a lot of trouble. If it was fun, I was in. If it was beating up folks legally, like on that football field, I was in. Especially how they damaged me the first 4 years I was with the Cowboys. That's why I have no respect for a lot of teams, that don't dominate. When you have the talent, I like to dominate. Like Philly beats you up. Like 49ers beats you up. I want the Cowboys to learn to do that so I can drive to all these little small cities and dog them out.
Take our first break.
All right, let's take our first break. When we come back, we'll talk about the game.
I felt like Jesse then.
Good stuff. No, that was great, man. That was great.
That was for you. That was a segment for you.
Absolutely. And we will come back and talk.
Ask
Nate some more questions on Hanging with the Boys.
Fall is here, and that means football is back, bringing all the delicious game day foods with it. As you prep for all the big games, tailgates, and watch parties, let Yo Quiero be your one-stop destination for all things home gating. Yo Quiero's fresh, flavorful, ready-to-serve guacamole, made with real Hass avocados, will score taste bud touchdowns as you cheer on the Cowboys. Yo Quiero's wide range of mouthwatering and versatile products can be found in your local grocery store's produce or deli section. Grab some today.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
SeatGeek has your back no matter what kind of Cowboys fan you are. So whether you're a diehard fan or a don't really care fan, a we got 'em next time fan or we'll never win again fan, a here for the tailgate fan or a first one through the gates fan, SeatGeek not only makes buying and selling tickets easier than ever before, they made just about everything else easier too. So whether you're a here every week fan or haven't been here in years fan, SeatGeek has you covered. Download the SeatGeek app today. SeatGeek, your ticket to great Dallas Cowboys seats.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy, classic wings. Made to order, cooked to perfection. And sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. And of course, spicy Cajun fried corn. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to the second segment brought to you each and every day by blockchain.com.
Blockchain, baby.
Thank
Blockchain.
you, blockchain.com. That TV's jacking me up. It's been doing that. At first, I thought I was having a seizure or something while ago, so I had to keep looking at it to make sure my circuits were connecting the right way.
Hold on, Jesse, you were supposed to ask him something about mental or dental.
Oh
yeah.
You went to urgent care this weekend.
I did.
But that's not considered.
That's not considered. No.
How close are we to getting one of those appointments filled?
I will find a doctor this week. First step.
You promise.
And then I'll make the appointment by the next week. By the end of the month. Y'all gave me the end of the month.
End of the month next week.
I know. That's what I said.
It's a short month.
I know. Short week. By the way, no shows Thursday or Friday. So we only get 3 days of each other this week. There it is. Look at that. Jerry.
They finna make Washington. Yeah, I know what y'all finna do. Make Washington a good team. Washington ain't a good team, y'all. Yeah, everybody's trying to make Washington a good team. Washington ain't a good team.
Let's talk about the
Panthers.
Yeah, and I'm not one.
We ain't doing one thing wrong against the Panthers.
What?
We gave it too many penalties. We got a holding by number 73, our great all-pro left guard. That's the only thing.
That was it?
Everything else good. We good.
Now
we good.
We can talk about Thanksgiving now. I'm not one to brag, but I'm one to let you know whenever I do something right.
Oh, wait! It's funny. You know what's funny? It's rather amusing. It's rather.
Why you looking at him?
No, this is my boy because he's going to agree with me. It's rather amusing, comical,
right?
That when I get something right,
we acknowledge it.
And no.
We let you back.
No.
We let you
when I get something right, and I credit myself. Everybody on that side of the table got something to say about me. Oh, here we go.
1, 2, 3.
But boy, when other people get things right and they on point with what they say, they all of a sudden now it's okay to pat yourself
I'm just
in the
trying
back.
to follow suit for this show.
But go ahead.
Everybody else.
I'll shut up now. But go ahead.
I picked the score was 33-10. By the way, James from Long Island picked 31-10. He was off by 2 points. I picked 35-10. I was off by 2 points, but I had DaRon Bland for pod picks. So, Chris, I think I should take home some kind of trophy this week.
Go ahead, pat yourself on the back.
Yeah, you can take home a trophy. You're gonna have to split it though.
Why?
With who?
Well, because 18 other guys picked Bland.
Yeah, but they weren't 2 points off on the score.
Well, I didn't write down their score.
Well, I did, and I'm telling you, I deserve a trophy. So there
you go. He deserves a trophy.
You know what I like about the game?
What's that?
And then I'll let y'all. No, they weren't a good team. No, you didn't physically, visually blow them out. But I've seen good Cowboy teams before make this a close game, and I've seen them crap the bed and lose. A la Arizona earlier in the year. They went and did what they were supposed to do on the road. And they didn't have to do it in this big. There you go.
Yeah. Your head is not. Your head is not gonna.
Oh yeah. Okay. There we go. You have to see the visual. Got the Kirko chains on.
There you go.
Wow, that's sweet.
But they took care of business. They did what they were supposed to do. It wasn't flashy. It wasn't huge. By the way, probably should have started Patrick Mahomes instead of Dak, but I've got blown out anyway, so that didn't matter. But they did what they were supposed to do on the road. That's my take on the game. We know your take. They only did one thing wrong. Kurt, what'd you think?
Yeah, it was a weird game to me because there wasn't like a star. Nobody stood out. Like the leading pass receiver was 46 yards. Yeah. I mean, Cooks led with 46 yards receiving, which isn't much. I think Pollard had 61 yards rushing, which isn't
Don't
much.
forget Schoonmaker.
Yeah,
5 receptions on the year, 2 touchdowns. That's a good ratio. They keep going back to.
Dak only had 189. It seemed like instead of one or two guys doing a lot of guys did a little.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was a good effort.
Schoonmaker, they forget about him too. They just like, we're not even going to guard this guy. Just let him go out the field free. 6 of the Cowboys. What's their record now, Kurt? 7-3.
7-3.
6 of the Cowboys' 10 games starters have set out at some point in time in the fourth quarter.
Blowouts. Mm-hmm.
It's unheard of. It's not realistic. What you saw Sunday is more of what football is. Mm-hmm. Like these 40-point blowouts and these 30-point blowouts. That's one of the main reasons the National Football League is so profitable when it comes to gambling, is so profitable when it comes to just and being one of the best leagues in North America is because of the parity. It's because every single week, unlike college football, where you have a surprise every now and again, for the most part, Georgia's going to win, Bama's going to win, Texas is going to, Ohio, you're going to have those moments in time. In the NFL, the saying of any given Sunday really, really, really matters in this league. So we got so accustomed to seeing, well, when they play the Jets, they'll blow them out by 40. When they play the Giants, they'll blow them out by 40. When they play these other teams that are inferior to them, they're going to blow them out. That's just not realistic. Mm-hmm. And I think as a whole, we have gotten a little bit spoiled with thinking that everything should be over at half. And I know that we jokingly say that in here, of course, but that's not real. That's not real. When you go back and you just look at the history of the league, yeah, you'll have a game or two throughout the season where guys are like, ball cap, sunflower seeds, and Twizzlers in the fourth quarter. Yeah, 6. That's just unheard of. And I didn't look at this game as, they at halftime it's a close game and it can go either way. I go, now this is how actually football happens. There's a reason why when you see point spreads, it's usually 3, 3.5, 4, 5. Yeah. Opposed to when you watch a college game, it's 25, 30. That's just the parity that's across the National Football League. And they came out. It was a back and forth game, despite what you may think about Carolina. And they're not a good football team. They have good players over there, but this ball is a weird lady. Football's a weird lady because no matter, you can have everything go right and the ball not get to where it's supposed to get to. Yeah. You can have 10 guys doing the right thing and one guy misses his assignment and it's a sack. Or the ball, and there was a lot of drops yesterday. The ball get to guys and it doesn't get completed for whatever reason. So I think when I watched this game, I looked at it and I go, okay, this is more realistic. And then at the end, they kind of pulled away. If I had to pull anything out of there that I'm still kind of like, that was a reminder that there's still some room for this team and then a chink in the armor, it's the run defense. It's the run defense. When you watch Chuba Hubbard and you watch Miles Sanders, Frank Wright kind of had a little bit of a good game plan where he said, we're going to go this RPO. We're going to do some of these RPOs and we're going to see if Micah and Dorrance and Tank and if all the rest of y'all are going to stay in line and be disciplined the way your gaps are supposed to be. And I told y'all this before, and there's going to have to be a change. I like Marquise Bell. I do.
Did you see it?
I like Marquise Bell. And I don't want to be the guy to say I told you so. But he's a nice change up.
Yeah. That's it.
He cannot play that position. He's just size does matter. Yeah, size does matter.
Let me say this right quick, Mike. He beats people with speed, but one time he hit the right side. That dude came out the left side for about 15, 20 yards. And then one time they just this is where announcers, I felt so bad for him. Marquise Bell and number 6.
Donovan Wilson.
Donovan Wilson. The coach said they are different. They're just not safeties. They ran a play and ran over the guard and the tackle ran over both Bell and Donovan. Say, that was because they highlighted them and they got ran slap over. And I'm saying to myself, Coach, I like your theory. Only in theory, not physically. This kid, Rashad Evans, come on, man. You got to move up the ladder. You got to be our first and second down.
And when you look at certain things, you look at tackle total, right? Mm-hmm. And who leads your team in tackles? Marquise Bell.
Right.
But now you go, well, where are these tackles taking place? These weren't at the line of scrimmage tackles. These were like second level plus tackles. I mean, I'm sure they had it probably at least 5 or 6 10-plus yard runs throughout the game. Mm-hmm. But you look at it and you go, oh, Jaron Kearse, he leads your team second in tackles. Well, he's a safety. So you're not these aren't inline tackles. Your Lawrence and your Armstrongs and your Gallimores, they aren't leading your team in tackles. Damone Clark is down the list in tackles. When you start looking at those high number tackles, and you start looking at the numbers, you're saying, "Oh, that's a safety. That's a hybrid." That tells me that the ball is getting to the second level plus. Mm-hmm. And if the ball is getting to the second level plus, that means that's 4.8 yards, 5 yards a carry. And for these teams, and this is just me, and I'm foreshadowing. The Panthers aren't a good football team. If they're able to get 5 yards essentially a carry, but what happens when you go and you face those playoff teams? Like you're gonna face a gauntlet of playoff teams. Like I think about Detroit. Detroit's gonna physically want to run the football on you. Mm-hmm. We know what Philly's gonna, and this is gonna be another matchup when we gotta go to Philly. Philly has to come here in a couple of weeks, and then of course the Niners. Like I look at those things and I'm going, all right, we're showing semblance again of if they could get 4.8 yards a carry, what can a team that's actually good get?
Mm-hmm. The Marquise Bell thing, at some point you would think, because he's not used to being in there and banging with these big bodies and all that, just the physical nature of a 18-week season, being in the scrum all that, because he's used to being way back off the ball, not used to that at some point that's going to hit him, right? He's going to hit a wall, and then what do you do, right?
Let me say this. It don't matter. He ain't big enough.
Yeah.
I'm serious. It ain't got to be 30 plays in, or it ain't got to be an accumulation of 4, 5, 6 straight games. Against Philly, it's going to have to be different. Against the Seahawks, it's going to have to be different.
Well, what's your option?
Your option is
Rashaan Evans.
Get him up to speed.
Get him up to speed. Get him going, coming downhill. Then you can use this guy as a changeup. It's just like 2 years ago when people didn't know about Curse, and this defense was really starting to click. Nobody knew. The film, man, there's some coaches out there smart. The film, Frank Wright took over this week from his guy. He wanted to get his guy every chance he could, but he was getting this kid literally slaughtered, the quarterback.
Oh,
Frank Wright said, "Nah, you know what? I'm gonna be the one getting fired, so I better get back to calling these plays." And it ain't like he ran 30 plays, but he was select and ran 23 times for about 100+ yards, but the average run was nice. So that did slow down the pass rush a little bit, but what they couldn't do was when it was 3rd and 7 or more and they had to pass, that's where the sacks accumulated on 3rd. This is one time, and Jess, you may agree, is sacks don't impress me, but 3rd down sacks and game-changing sacks, interceptions, tips, those are the sacks that count. So when they came up with these 3rd down sacks on the first 3 series, they knocked them out on the 3rd down. That was fabulous. Now, and I'm like, Jess, I'm moving forward. Can we do this against the better teams? Don't make y'all. Jess, you're gonna have a great deal tomorrow when you break down the Washington team, but they ain't that good, y'all. Don't go for that. I mean, Jesse gonna make it now. They got 2 dudes. They got 2 dudes in the middle. If they decide to play the Bama boys, if they decide to play, it could be ugly.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, we got a break.
All right. Seems like we say that every week. The Bama boys.
I know, right?
So many of them.
The Georgia boys.
The SEC boys.
SEC
All right,
boys.
Take our last break, and we'll get back to Jesse right after this on Hanging with the Boys.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy, classic wings. Made to order, cooked to perfection, and sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. And of course, spicy Cajun fried corn. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at Wingstop.com.
SeatGeek has your back no matter what kind of Cowboys fan you are. So whether you're a diehard fan or a don't really care fan, a we got 'em next time fan or we'll never win again fan, a here for the tailgate fan or a first one through the gates fan, SeatGeek not only makes buying and selling tickets easier than ever before, they made just about everything else easier too. So whether you're a here every week fan or haven't been here in years fan, SeatGeek has you covered. Download the SeatGeek app today. SeatGeek, your ticket to great Dallas Cowboys seats.
James Wright here, your 2022 Dallas Cowboys Fan of the Year. You know how much I love my Cowboys, and I am thrilled to be talking to you about the 2023 Fan of the Year award presented by Captain Morgan. We're looking for the ultimate Cowboys fan to spice up the game. That means you eat, sleep, and breathe the Dallas Cowboys. If that's you, or if you know someone like me, then go to DallasCowboys.com/fan of the year, and you could win tickets to Super Bowl 58 and so much more. Enter today.
Back to Hangin' with the Boys.
Welcome back to the last segment of Hanging with the Boys, brought to you each and every day by Jigsaw, the official dating partner of the Dallas Cowboys. And Jesse, you were about to expand on an idea or thought?
Man, it's funny how that happens at times.
You forgot?
You forget.
It's okay.
Oh, talking about the Bama boys, SEC boys,
yeah.
Georgia boys,
Washington,
the Washington defense. And I haven't gotten into film. I'll do that tonight and tomorrow morning. But the one you're talking about, the interior defensive lineman, that's an area where we struggle, and we've long known that was an issue for Tyler Biadasz. But you start watching these games. Oh, Butcher.
Yeah.
People, please. I know it's sacrilegious to say anything negative about Zach Martin, but.
Gave up 4 pressures I think they had yesterday.
Zach is having his moments in these games where he's struggling a little bit, and that's when you've played as long as he played and for as high level as he played, he's getting long in the tooth. And these young boys is just coming in there. That kid that we talked about, Derek Brown, he got Zach about the club one time. I mean, he got Zach about the club. Yeah. And he grabbed hold of Zach and he pressed him. And think about like when you can press a dude who's 300 pounds and then get rid of him. What do you have this week? I haven't watched film. But this is something that's been an issue with the interior part of the Cowboys offensive line. It's, Tyler's been really good, but Biadasz has been one who's gotten pushed back into the lap of the quarterback. Zach has given up some pressures. He's given up some assignments. Steele, he had some plays in that game. Steele had one where they pinned down and he kicked out.
2.
He took out 2 of them. He took out 2 jokes. I said, oof, okay, Steele. But when you got to deal with these dudes who are relentless inside with the Washington Commanders, it's going to be a challenge for the Cowboys to make sure that they keep their quarterback and their run game clean this week. But we'll have more about that. So when he says, Jesse's going to make him great, when he goes, but that interior defensive line, I go, well, I'm not going to make them great.
They are great.
But that interior defensive line is an area where we struggle.
And I'm telling you, now I'm watching the game, Jess, Kurt, Shannon, and at no time I'm like, I cracked the joke at halftime. Oh man, they're gonna keep it so close to. They're gonna come back and. Well, I'm just joking, y'all. I'm letting y'all know I'm joking. I want to, because normally I'd be rushing back for halftime. I think I missed about 5 or 6 minutes. Everything's still the same. Because at no time were you feeling threatened. Washington can threaten you. If
the quarterback leads the league in passing yards,
yeah,
that's crazy.
Go Heels.
That's crazy. And they're as bad as they are.
We've seen it here. Lead the league, man, but
And that's what at times can make a team like Washington a little bit scary to play.
Yeah.
Because here's why. We're going to cut on the film. And we're going to say, whew, boy, they took the Philadelphia Eagles to the fourth quarter.
Right.
And it was close. It was like down to the wire. And then we're going to go, but they lost to Tommy DeVito and the Giants.
Yeah.
And they had 6 turnovers. So that's the tale of two. What is this?
But a coach can rationalize that though. 6 turnovers. A coach can really rationalize that.
Yeah, but you can look at that and you can go, hey guys, there are plays to be had against this offense.
Mm-hmm.
But also look, guys, you don't come with it. This quarterback, these receivers, Jahan Dotson, Terry McLaurin, Gibson, the running back Robert.
They're athletes now.
Now they'll get you now.
Athletes.
Logan Thomas. Now they'll sting you. So understand that there is if you, to use a coin term that Dan Quinn says, there's a privilege to pass rush. If there is a privilege for us to win this football game if we do the things that we're supposed to do. These turnovers will happen if we do what we're supposed to do.
Speaking of Goodfellas.
But if you allow this team to just kind of do what they want and you're not disciplined, because what hurts the Cowboys defensively when they're going up against offenses that can scheme well? I think Eric Bieniemy is a good play caller in the way that he schemes his plays.
Right.
And you're dealing with I've always long been a fan of Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin's going to challenge dudes. He's going to run away from Stephon Gilmore. He's going to run away from guys like Jordan Lewis. So if they're trying to scheme things up, Jahan Dotson is another one who will take the top off a defense, who will take a bubble screen. You miss a tackle. Next thing you know, all you see is his brake lights. He's hitting his head on the goalpost. I mean, they have the capability of players that can do that. Will they do it? Don't know. It's a tale of two tapes. You can watch 2 different games, and you can go, if that team shows up, boy, that butthole's gonna be tighter than the little hole you stuff turkeys with. Yeah. If this team shows up, you be like, oh, it's gonna be Nate having 6 turkey legs out there.
Right.
The turducken.
I'm finna jump way out of the rim. Hey, tell people how hard that is for DaRon Bland to have outside leverage.
Oh my God, that was crazy.
Tell people how hard that is, man.
It's so special. It's so special to be having to chase a dude.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
People don't realize I gotta chase a dude who's running full speed away from me. Chase him.
Behind him.
Yes.
Then have the wherewithal to get my eyes back to the quarterback while not losing speed, undercut the route, and catch a pass all hands. All hands, and then have the mindset to go, I'm going back to the touchdown. Like this is the thing that people look at and they go, oh, that's routine. That's not routine. That is not a routine play. That play can happen for 50 other DBs, and it might be a pass breakup. It might be a completion. But there's a special kind of player that has the wherewithal to have the closeout speed, to get their eyes back to the quarterback, to not lose sight of where the offensive player is, to be able to undercut it, hands turn to the right side, and then set the ball and go score a touchdown.
That's got to be. Is that healthy in the defensive locker room? Because now you got Micah that's over there like, hey, I should be in the Defensive Player of the Year talk. DaRon Bland's like, I don't have to raise my hand. I'm in it. I'm in the talk. Like, you know, he gets one more pick six and he sets a record, NFL record all time, right?
Yeah.
Like you got 2 dudes that legit are in the conversation of Defensive Player of the Year. Is that good or bad?
It's good because you have in the conversation but it's bad because they're gonna still vote from each other.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the bad part about it. At the end of the day, you go, all right, it's a tight race between Micah and Myles Garrett. Then you go, oh yeah, but Micah's now about to split first place votes with a player on his team. So where he might have got the first place votes, there might be a guy or 2 or 3 to go, well, DaRon Bland has done something that hasn't been done, and now winner of the Defensive Player of the Year, where goes to Myles Garrett because you had to split votes.
Who votes on that? AP writers?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Right now, there's 20 wide receivers that have more touchdown catches than Bland.
That's it?
Just 20.
In the whole league?
In the whole league.
You know what?
It's less than one per team.
You know when I really realized how great that interception was? When you look at the all-22 and you see the wide receiver turn, and the same time DaRon Bland is closing it, catching the ball, his hands just doing this.
Yeah.
Go when the receiver had thought that he has caught this ball.
Because he closed his hands?
Yeah. I was like that.
They had a great angle
That was great.
on the broadcast.
Yes.
It was one kind of above him and like parallel with the line where you could see him move like a yard and a half
and then
from behind him as he's running and then undercuts it and then it's crazy.
Yeah.
You can kind of see his from the front view his intention. They gonna throw this ball.
Mm-hmm.
You can see him saying he was preparing himself. They gonna throw this ball.
How good are they going to be when Diggs gets back and you have both of those guys on the field at the same time?
I'm not falling for this again.
Me either.
I'm not falling for this again.
No?
We've done it twice. We have done this twice. I'm not falling for this again. We said the same thing. Michael Gallup got hurt. They said, when he comes back, we're going to be. Yeah. We did the same thing with Steele. Mm-hmm. We did the same thing with Tony Pollard. I'm not falling for this trap again. I'm not falling for this.
Be thankful for what we got.
Be thankful for what happens. If Trayvon comes back, there's going to be some work that he has to do.
A lot of work.
I'm not saying that he doesn't get his spot back, but we have tended to do this with our returning players. Just because they are medically cleared doesn't mean they go right back to form of which they left. So I'm not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. Whenever Trayvon comes back, we will figure out when Trayvon comes back. We're going to celebrate DaRon Bland and be happy that we have him on our team for at least 2 more years, another year before they can actually have to do a deal on him. But when Trayvon comes back, because we don't know what's coming back. He can talk confidently, but we've seen guys on this football team, because I've yet in all my years to ever hear a doctor take blame for something not going right. They always tell you surgery was a success. Yeah. No one's ever said,
I jacked that up.
Screw that one up. Hope for the best, my boy. So my thing with Trayvon, wish you nothing but the best, my brother. Thoughts and prayers with you. Happy healings, good healings, and all that good energy and mojo your way. But when you get back on the field, you're going to have to show that you were the guy, the same guy you were when you left. Because we've fallen for this trap a couple times with guys coming back from ACL injuries. I won't do it again.
All right, me and James from Strong Island, one more time reminding you that we picked the game within 2 points. Nate, good stuff, man. Jesse, great stuff. Kurt, good seeing you, man. Good stuff. Thanks for actually jumping in the beginning. You don't ever have to apologize for speaking on the show.
No worries.
No, you may feel like it, but you never have to. Chris, thanks for keeping us on the air. Thanks for the chain.
So tomorrow is actually Wednesday?
Yeah, Wednesday.
So tomorrow's Wednesday. So Tuesday's Wednesday.
Just do all. We do a complete offense, defense, whatever. Washington.
Doing both.
And then Wednesday we take calls or whatever.
Yeah,
Is that what you want to do?
All right, we're doing both.
Just doing both.
We'll do Cowboys, everything. We'll do everything. We'll do everything
tomorrow. Be a jam-packed show. Tune in. Jazz, thanks for the lotion. Thanks for keeping Chris company. We will be back tomorrow.
Is that Jazz's lotion or is that Chris's lotion?
I don't know. We'll ask.
Jazzy's. Maybe
Chris is like Jazzy's. It's Jazzy's. It's Jazzy's.
When we get it off
She's
the
doing
air.
that often with that lotion.
See you guys tomorrow. Same time,
dungeon.
same place on Hanging with the Boys.
We out.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?